Yeah. Really? Oh. Right. No, I haven't tried that yet. Yeah? Well, I've just been spending more time indoors this week. Oh, well, there's just been so many games that came out. Yeah, I can tell you about them. Can I put you on speakerphone? Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it. I can hear you. I have an earbud in. Yeah. Put that right there. Can you still hear me? Oh, good. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've been playing Oblivion this week. Yeah, it came out unexpectedly, really. I didn't really plan for it. I played Skyrim many years ago, and I liked it a lot. I think I played about 300 hours of it, which is a lot for me, since I tend to jump from game to game unless it really holds my attention, which can be kind of difficult. Have you ever played Oblivion? No? Yeah. I've just heard of it. And all the silly little glitches that it has. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm playing an Argonian. An Argonian maid, And I decided to play a rogue because I don't really have the patience to play a mage character or an archer. I like to just run up on things and just start smacking them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it takes a lot of skill to be more of a ranged class, or at least for me. I think when I think about it, if I was in a fantasy world and I asked myself, what would I be? What class would I be? Part of me wants to say a mage or a healer or something gentle, like an archer, kind of like Katniss, because I don't know, it's just very gentle and feminine. But I think I've learned through all my playthroughs of different games that I'm just more of a warrior fighter type in real life. I think a paladin would be a good one because I like to heal, but also I like to whack the enemies. So I think in real life I'd probably be a paladin if real life was fantasy life. Yeah, what would you be? Oh, really? Yeah, that sounds like you. Crazy. Oh, that's a really good point. I never thought of it that way. I suppose the armor would be quite heavy. I think I'd get used to it if I lived in like a fantasy world. I'd probably be training. I wouldn't have the strength that I have now. I'd have, fantasy world strength. Where you grew up training to fight goblins or whatever. Yeah. It's an interesting thing to think about. I think in all reality, if I'm being really honest with myself, if we're all being really honest with ourselves, we'd end up being like a tavern worker or like a shepherd or something. I'd end up being that person in town square yelling about, I don't know, one of the Daedra. Who knows? Please, spare a coin. Something like that. We all think we'll be the hero. We all hope we'd be the hero. But, when it comes down to it, who knows? Who knows? Oh, yeah, so I chose Rogue. And I've sort of just been training in everything. Because in Skyrim, it's a little different. But in Oblivion, you just use your abilities and then you level up. Like, you can just randomly use a spell over and over and over, and even when you're not in combat, and it'll raise the level. So I've sort of just been spamming like things like jumping, running around, sneaking to raise my level, as well as collecting random things to sell. Because I recently just joined the Thieves Guild. Yeah, did you do the Thieves Guild in Skyrim? Me too, yeah. I did the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. And so I joined the Thieves Guild. And I've just been running around, stealing things, selling it, and then using the money to pay off the guards to like me, because you can bribe people in this game with money to like you. So if they see you do things that maybe you shouldn't be, they don't arrest you on the spot. So to be fair, I haven't really progressed the story that much. No. I've kind of just been doing a lot of side things, some things in town. I really like the texture of the shirt I'm wearing. You know, the gray one? Yeah, that's the shirt I'm wearing. It doesn't fit me quite right, but for whatever reason, I just love the texture of it. Makes a nice sound. Yeah, so, another thing about Oblivion. When I started the game, the king, I don't think he's a king, he's an emperor. The emperor, he had this voice, the voice actor, that was so familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. And I just had to stop to look it up. Turns out, it's Patrick Stewart. Yeah, for Professor X, you know? Star Trek. Yeah. I didn't look it up, but I'm very curious if he voiced the Emperor back in the day, or if they brought him in. I think he probably did it back in the day, but I'm not sure. Because they said in the reveal trailer that they kept a lot of the old voice actors, but they also added in new ones. So I don't know. They updated a lot of things actually, mostly the UI, but they kept in a lot of the bugs. I saw somewhere that they removed bugs and then added certain bugs. And it's a funny thing to do if you think about it. A game intentionally having bugs. But it just has this charm. I think it was a really fantastic idea on their part. Personally, I think it was a fantastic idea. Yeah. There's this one glitch. There's actually two glitches that are giving me some trouble, to be super honest. Yeah. So, one of the glitches that's giving me a lot of trouble. Well, not a lot, but before I recognized what was going on, I was collecting things. I don't have much of an inventory space, so I was collecting things and then getting on my horse and then fast traveling, and then the game would crash, and then I would get in the game and try and fast travel again, and then my game would crash, and I didn't understand why. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't, because I thought, okay, so maybe I'm not allowed to fast travel well encumbered on my horse, but no, it worked. Sometimes, other times it would crash. And I realized that sometimes, because I'm playing this on the PS5, I would accidentally press the up button, or what's the word? What is it? I just press, I don't know what they are. X, O, square, triangle. I would press the triangle button and my horse would rear up and do this sort of little horsey animation. And then I would immediately go, oops, that's not the right button. And I would press the up button on the left side, and bring up my inventory. And then fast travel from there. And I realized if you don't let your horse finish its animation where it sort of rears up, that it won't, that it'll crash the game, which is a very interesting little bug there, because I feel like I'm not the only person that mixes up left and right quite often. Do you mix up left and right? Sometimes? Oh, I do it all the time. Yeah. Crazy. So yeah, that one, and then also there's another one that's been really bothering me. So there's this quest where you can buy a house. You can buy a house, but then there's this one quest where, you run along the road and you find this castle being attacked by a bunch of people. And if you kill them, you get the castle. Have you not found that yet? Okay, well, I'll let you find it. It's really easy. It's kind of near the beginning. It's close to one of the quest areas anyway. I have a hair on my anyway. But you can outfit it with furniture. And once you go to the vendor and buy the furniture, he gives you a little note that says, hey, I'm going to be delivering this to your home. And then you just sort of delete it out of your inventory after it's been delivered. And for whatever reason, it won't leave my inventory like it did before. And then for some reason now I have like 6 of these notes in my inventory saying they're quest items. Even though I finished the quest, there's, nothing else to buy to outfit my castle. So these notes are just in my inventory, and the quest is in my completed quest portion, and I can't get them out of my inventory. And I was looking online how you could get items out of your inventory that are stuck there. And apparently you have to get yourself put in jail and then sneak out and steal items from steal your items back, and then just leave the quest items that you didn't want. Which, first of all, I don't want to get caught. I just spent all that time bribing the guards. And second of all, my stealth is still not so great. Whenever I try to hide, I feel like they can always see me. So I don't know if I'll be able to sneak out without killing some guards, which I don't want to do. But I'll end up raising my sneak score a little bit more. And I think from there I will get rid of them out of my inventory. I just keep hoping that I'll log on and it will be fixed. I don't know. But that's basically what I've been doing on Oblivion. Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, there's been this other game as well that I just played last night for a few hours. It's called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Yeah. So it's being recommended to a lot of people, especially those who like Baldur's Gate or liked Baldur's Gate. Did you ever play Baldur's Gate? Right, yeah, good. I would have been upset if you didn't. And it's an RPG, or is it? Yeah, it's an RPG. That's similar to Final Fantasy and Persona 5. I've played a few Final Fantasy games, but I've never played Persona 5, but I have seen the combat style. And I wasn't sure how I'd feel about turn-based, even though I loved turn-based in Baldur's Gate. wasn't sure how I'd feel, but it's very engaging and you have to dodge and parry. It's not like other turn-based games that I've tried where you just have to sort of take the attack. So yeah, it's very engaging. I really enjoy the combat. The only thing about it is I feel like the story scenes are a little too long. Maybe that's just me. I think it might be me and my little rat brain being like, go faster, go faster. I don't know. I think part of it is also because I don't really care for the main character, Gustav. I have no real reason to dislike him. I saw that he looked like Robert Pattinson, which I think he's a great, fantastic actor. But then he also doesn't look like Robert Pattinson. And I don't know, there's something about his look, about it being close to Robert Pattinson, but it not being Robert Pattinson that throws me off. But also the character's personality, I'm just not super interested in. He's kind of I don't know how to say it. There's a lot of room for character growth, let's just say that. So I'm not a huge fan of that type of character. But I do love Loon. She is awesome, as well as Mayel. So I kind of just play as them when I get the chance. But every time you go to camp, you switch to Gustav because he's technically the main character. And I'm like, oh my god. I have no issue playing male main characters, truly. Like, I loved being Geralt as The Witcher. Legend of Zelda is my favorite game series ever, and he plays Link. But I think it's just likability. If I like the main character, then I'm good. If not, I'm sort of apparently upset at the cutscenes being long because I'm like, I don't care about you. Oh my gosh. But the story is really interesting. Very Final Fantasy in the way that it's very weird. Yeah. Very weird. Yeah. You should try it. I think, if you like role plays, I think I've just been so spoiled with games that have like where you make your own character, like role-playing games. I've been very spoiled. And you sort of have to shift your brain a little bit to go, oh, okay. This is the character that I'm playing. I'm playing as a pre-made character, not as a self-insert. Everything nowadays is so catered to us. So many games are now catered to us in so many ways that when we finally play a game that has a main character with thoughts and feelings and a different personality that you envision for a main character, we're over here complaining. It has nothing to do with how they look for me. Well, as I literally said that I think it's because of the Robert Pattinson thing, but it's really not that. It's not really that. I just don't really like his personality of Gustav. But yeah. Yeah. So soapy. Soapy? Yeah, the soap on my cleansing brush. It's very soapy. Yeah. It's very soapy. So, yeah, despite that, I think you should give it a try. I'm sort of excited that games that are not open world are becoming a bit more accepted now. I think for a while every game had to be open world. I do prefer semi-open world, I think, but I like there to be a bit of a path that you have to follow. Like when I played Stellar Blade, I did like that there was a path, but I liked also that there were some areas in Stellar Blade where you can sort of run around and do your own thing. That's why I know that I like semi-open world better, because I preferred the desert area, even though the prettier areas were the ones that were more, in a line. But yeah, I think it helps the story move along more cohesively. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. The only thing about, well, Expedition 33 is probably one of the most beautiful games I've ever played in terms of environment. I think the environment is so beyond beautiful, but a lot of it looks very similar to me. I have problems being able to, with like directions. When I'm driving, I have a hard time knowing where I am. It's just like a mental thing. It's like, like I'm directionally deficient. So without clear land markers, every, so many steps, I get lost pretty easily. In Oblivion, they have clairvoyance, so it shows you how to get out of the cave, but in Expedition 33, I just find myself getting lost quite a bit. That's the only downside, I would say. But I also think that that's my personal thing. I don't think that other people would get lost, but personally, I'm getting lost quite a lot. And that's just my problem, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know, something just happens in my brain, sort of. It's like it's like a mental block. Like, I turn around and I'm not sure how to explain it. But, yeah. Despite that, I'm still playing. It has helped me level up a lot farther than I think I should be, because I've had to defeat enemies, like the same enemies over and over quite a few times. So when I fight a boss, it only takes me a few attempts, because my characters are over leveled, I think, for the interaction, but that's okay. I prefer that. Sometimes I will train on lower level mobs just to be higher level as I continue. I don't know. Makes things easier. Have you ever done that before? Oh yeah, in World of Warcraft. Yeah. I would do that too. I would overlevel myself killing boars in Elwyn Forest before I went and continued along my way. Yeah. My grandmother made this for me. Oh, I'm talking about this piece of cloth. It's my grandmother made it for me. Yeah, really cute. Yeah, it's really pretty. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So, yeah. In World of Warcraft. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What class did you play? Oh, yeah, me too. I think I had a tune of like every kind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. No, I didn't end up reading that book yet. I plan on it though. Pretty soon. I just want to get through Expedition 33, and then Oblivion is one of those games that you just sort of play all the time. Kind of like Stardew Valley, where you play it, and then because there's no clear ending really, you just sort of pick it up every once in a while. Play it over the course of a year or so. Or many years in your case. In my case too. Yeah. Oh, you have to go? Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I should probably go to work. Yeah, I've been putting it off. Anyway, alright. I'll speak to you later.